Hello Virgo, welcome to your August reading with with me, Lorian, at Tomes and Tarot. Happy birthday to any Virgos who have your birthday in August as well. I hope you have a really brilliant celebration. So this is going to be for Virgo, Sun, Moon and Rising. We're using the Tarot Muka. If you would like a personal reading, all you need to do is email me, loriantarot@gmail.com, or follow the link below for the readings available on my website. So let's see what comes through for my darling Virgos for the future within August 2018. They're saying this. Oh, now you two came out for Leo. I'm just going to put you there. So they're saying actually that there's something coming up in September too. So this could slightly bleed over into September. Just to make you aware. So. And I also want to thank you for all your comments, your questions, just letting me know how things have resonated with you. It really does mean the world to me. So thank you so much for taking the time to share your thoughts with me, and for booking readings, and for just general feedback as well. So that's really, really kind of you. Thank you. All right. Let's see what's coming up for you. By the way, if the light changes, we're just overcoming a heat wave and it's decided to rain. So it decides to go dark and then light again. Alright. So, well, what I'm getting from here, sorry to go a little bit woo-wah on you just then. What they're trying to tell me at the moment is that there's spirits or seeds of change, but they also wanted to say, if I can get my words out, they also wanted to say spies of change. So I don't know what it is. Is this like spies? Maybe somebody's watching you. Maybe somebody's being too observant or trying to see what you're doing and then take the credit for it. Somebody's really, really watching you very closely. Now, I don't see this in a negative way necessarily, unless you perceive it as such. What I see this as being is mostly somebody who wants to take the credit for something, or wants to know if they can take more time from you. In fact that they may want some advice, they may want some a shoulder to cry on, they may even want money. You know, it's just something that feels like they're watching you. They want to know when they can kind of get their oar in there and regain control of you and your resources. It may be the air sign, it may be this one here, but I feel like for some of you this is going to be you. Rather than an external person, but if somebody just seems to be like, when are you going to be done with this, like, so I can actually get back in here and sort of regain my place or position in your life. So I think that's kind of what's coming up. But you do have the Death card. So the Death card to start, which is what actually flew out, this is very much about a transition. So I feel like a lot of people do fear change, and Leo actually had the Tower, which is very similar to this card. This one seems to be more to do about transitioning, endings, and also elimination. So it could be that you cannot resist this change, you're just going through it. You're going to look at something this month, because we are in Mercury retrograde, we're going to be seeing the truth after our reflection of certain things. You're going to be looking at something and going, what the heck was I doing? You will look at things in a completely different way. You will be seeing things and, you know, have this kind of clarity of, I need to be stronger with this. I need to put more effort into clearing and clarifying boundaries, and not just taking any old crap and, you know, going yes sir, no sir to my family just to keep the peace, or yes sir, no sir to my partner, or, you know, it just feels like you're going to say, hell with it. Hell with what people see of me, how they view me. I'm going to change it because I see myself as totally different to what they are trying to make me out to be. And I think that is definitely what's needed. You're kind of shedding a snakeskin here, so you're kind of looking over the old person that you were. You know, like, this is me, I'm saying goodbye to me. I'm actually in my new form now. And as you can see behind, a new day is dawning. So I do feel like you are going into this feeling so content with your decision, because it's like a whoa, I just completely shed my skin there. I need to do this. This is my rebirth, and I need to do that. It could have everything or nothing to do with an air sign person in your life. It may not just be an Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. It could be somebody who presents as an air sign. But I do think for some of you, this is a very significant man in your life who is an air sign. And it feels like this person can be challenging, I think I want to say. It can be kind of a push and shove, and their dominance seems to be in the way that they can manipulate emotion from you and from others. So even though they can cross boundaries sometimes with what they say, they are still a master manipulator with their words and stuff. And they can try and get people round. They are good communicators when they want to be, and that's the thing, it's when they want to be. I think for some of you, they're very analytical, like Virgo's analytical. You do see things very practically, and you can kind of step outside the zone and look at it as, oh, the facts present this as terrible, rather than, a fire sign who go, who is that, let me beat them up for you, so this one, I think, is more like, you want somebody to be the fiery person and go, who did that to you? Let me beat them up. And this person may just be like, well, maybe they did it for this reason, and that's not what you want. You want somebody to go, fuck that. Excuse my French. You want something to be, very, very clear, very promising. And I do think, it's kind of like you see this person as night and day coming through. Ironic as a big dark cloud just came overhead. But it does feel like a challenge. It's like everything they say is going to annoy you this month, and everything you try and communicate with them is just going to go in one ear and out the other. So it could be that you're trying to get your point across to them, and they're like, yeah, but, and you just, oh, come on, and just trying to get that feedback to them, and they just won't listen. Similarly, you seem to be carrying a lot of stress this month, and we want you to, and I say we, meaning Spirit and Universe, want you to unhold that. Let it go. I'm not going to sing. I hate that song. But just let it go. It's an illusion. The responsibilities you are piling on your shoulders, everyone's gladly giving to you, so it takes some responsibility from them. They're not yours. They're an illusion. You're carrying an imaginary weight that you can just shove back to the people who need it. And you only need to take on what is yours. Everybody else needs to be mature, needs to deal with their own problems. You can provide support without being there and solving it 100%. All you need to do is just hand it back. Hand it back. That's all I see here for you. You just need to hand it back. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles. Now, the Queen of Pentacles comes through in a very generous time here. She really does have this down-to-earth, motherly feeling. So even she could sometimes be practical to the point of frustration. I know for some water signs, they look at earth signs as just being too stick in the mud because they don't go with the flow. They look at things, in the box, outside the box, and examine it with a magnifying glass. So it could be something that, you're growing into this person, or you could be changing something to do with your house and how you look or how you feel and how you dress. It could be that you're changing the way you feel about yourself through this. So for instance, I know people who change the inside of their house to help them feel calm, or because they are becoming more expressive, they change their house to reflect that. So I think this is something to do with your house as well as everything else. And then we have the Two of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, and the Hanged Man. Okay. This is grabbing me. I'm sorry. So you've been in stasis for too long. You need to move. Or you need to progress. You've been in stasis for too long. Or maybe it's because you feel like you're content in the home space, or you feel like you can't give up the bills, not just the bills though. It's like, I can't move because, or I can't try this career because, or I can't ask for help because. That's your restriction. But the Hangman says you've done it yourself, unfortunately. You have sacrificed maybe something that you always wanted to do because of your logic. And that may seem upside down and topsy-turvy, like the Hanged Man. But this is what's happening. Excuse me, I'm just going to cough because they're putting their hands around my throat. Hang on. And normally, when they do that, it's because you're not saying something. What aren't you saying, Virgo? What aren't you telling somebody? You know there's something going on. You know this. I can see it here. You know there's something going on. You know something isn't right. You need to change it. You need to change it. You need to change it. Connecting you with your spirituality. Doesn't give a bugger if you're going to do something wrong, or, you know, if you think it's not working. You need to connect in with what your intuition's telling you. For too long, you have used logic to override it. And I think that's what it's kind of saying to me here. You've had a lot of prosperity with regards to this person. But I think the harvest is coming now. It's kind of like taking your experience and going, okay, that's all I needed, and kind of walking away from it. The Two of Swords, you may be a bit conflicted in the change. So you may be conflicted, like, this is who I used to be. I'm not too sure if I want to be this new person, because I don't know how my family, my friends, my lover, my partner, I'm not sure how they will view me as this new person. So I'm a bit like, oh, I don't know whether to be this new person. Be it. It's your natural progression. You cannot sacrifice any longer. Similarly, the Knight of Cups is kind of giving you a challenge. It's coming forward with a very romantic kind of awakening almost, saying here, use your emotion, use that intuition, and just free yourself. And I am going to use an oracle card. They're very, very bouncy today, so if they fall out, I apologise, but whoop, whoop, whoop. Don't know where you can see them doing that actually, but it's very, very all over the place. What does Virgo need to know for August 2018? Alright, blessings. Right, so you have blessings coming to you. You need to use this. You need to use the blessings that you have. Everything that's coming to you is because you worked hard for it. The goodness, the things like that, the victory. You need to accept that you are going to change. You can't stay the same. You're burying yourself under the weight of that and the emotion that comes with it. You need to breach from that, I think. But it's a good reading. I mean, it's telling you the truth. Maybe not something that you want to hear, but you're going in the right direction. Every time you transform, every time that you come from the ashes into somebody new, which is what that card is, because it's a Scorpio card, you are improving. You are ascending into your higher self. And this is the best thing that you can do. But do let me know in the comments below as to how this works out for you. Again, if you want a reading from me, the email address is lauriantarot@gmail.com. The link below to my website is up and ready if you need to have a look at what readings I offer. But I'm sending you lots of blessings. I really do wish the best for you, my Virgos, and I will look forward to speaking to you soon.